all know that Germans know how to make luxury cars. They also know how to make luxury cars that are extremely fast with big engines. Now, Mercedes had their S65 with a V12. They stopped making that in 2020. Technically, you can still buy a Maybach S680, but you shouldn't even be driving a car like that. That's a car you get driven in. Now, you used to be able to get a BMW with a V12 as well. Better yet, the M760i. You can still buy an M760i in 2023, but it no longer has a V12. They stopped making that last year in 2022. So what we have in today's video is a 6th generation 7 Series BMW, better yet a 2018 M760i, and it has an amazing 6.6 liter V12 under the hood. They don't make them like this anymore. So in today's video, we're gonna see what it was like back in the day when you could get a BMW 7 Series with a V12. This video is so important to make that I'm making it today on a Sunday while it's raining. I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, like most of these big German luxury sedans that used to have V12s, there's a lot of plastic, so you don't really see much. But again, 6.6 liter V12 producing 602 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. So when you buy a German V12, it's usually pretty subtle V12 luxury. You know, it doesn't really say V12 all over the place, although there should be one right here. I don't know if the original owner chose to spec it without a V12 badge, or if they, for some odd, stupid, dumb reason, removed the V12 badge. Because at the rear of the 760, it doesn't really say V12 either. So unless you have a trained eye and you just know a lot about BMW and you know what kind of engines they put in their different models, you wouldn't know that an M760i is a V12. But again, if you have somewhat of a trained eye, you might be able to tell by the exhaust tips. They're special here to the M760i with a V12. However, when we open the door, look at the door sills. That's when you know you're stepping into a car with a V12. And also when we jump in, there's no mistaking, you got a BMW with a V12. Now, before we get in the driver's seat, we will jump into the rear seats because it is extremely nice back here. This is a 7 Series, so you're supposed to be able to have people in the back, possibly even have a driver for your M760i. However, you know, I like driving, and this is my driving position. This is me sitting behind my driving position. Is extreme amounts of room back here. We even have our own little multimedia center back here, and check this out. This is like a little iPad that you can pick up and mess around with all you want here for interior lighting, sun protection, and seats. I mean, you sit like a king back here. Now, it also comes with an optional rear entertainment system, so you get basically TV screens so you can watch movies and that kind of thing. So depending on who you are when you initially buy your M760i, you might just be, you know, a driver's person. You don't really care about having people in the back, so you don't spec it with that option, which I think the original guy who owned this did. Now, with the new 7 Series being out, it is kind of like blasé talking about the tech in the previous generation 7 Series, because the new 7 Series has a 31-inch screen for rear passenger in 8K. So even though it is extremely nice back here, it is nothing compared to the new 7 Series. But what the new 7 Series doesn't have is a V12 under the hood. So initially, when this generation 7 Series came out, it was the most expensive BMW ever made at $180,000. We are missing a couple options here. So we have a humble $164,145 sticker price. Although pretty much everything is included. It's not a lot of optional features you can get here, I'm assuming. Luxury rear seating package. Although it doesn't have the rear entertainment package, we do have the luxury seating package, very important. Driver assistance plus package was $1,700. But again, the most important thing about this car is that it has a V12. It is, however, the most quiet V12 I've ever been in, at least. Got different driving modes here, so we're going to put it in sport, which changes up the instrument cluster here. So we went from comfort to sport. Oh yeah, that changes the exhaust tone a little bit here. There's nothing crazy or spectacular. Oh yeah, but we got a little bit. So like we said, it's a $164,000 BMW that rich people buy. Many of those people, I think that it's cool to have a V12, or at least they did back in the day when they could buy a brand new one with a V12, which they can't anymore. Anyhow, they don't want a screaming straight pipe Ferrari sounding V12, which is why it is obviously a little subdued. While the sad thing is that you can no longer buy a brand new M760i that has a V12. The good thing is that you can buy a used one. In particular, if you're interested, this one right here. My good friends at LW Automotive has lent me this car over the weekend to make a video for you guys. And another good thing is that it has depreciated over $100,000. So you can now pick up a very, very nice BMW M760i for $59,500, and it has a V12. And one good thing about this car having a V12 is that it has all-wheel drive as well. It's extremely quick. This is a big, heavy luxury sedan, but with 602 horsepower, it gets this tank of a car from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now we have an 8-speed automatic transmission with manual shifting mode, of course, and it shifts extremely quick. When you put it in sport mode, again, this is a big luxury car. It's more refined. It's not, you know, even though it is an M car, it's not like an M3, M4, M2 or anything, but you do feel that, you know, it's performance inspired. And it sounds good. I mean, it's induction noisy sounding, but it sounds good in here. Now, if you were to put an exhaust on this thing, oh God, that would sound so good. So again, while this is a little older model, it's from 2018, and 5 years in the automotive industry is like 50 years in any other industry. It's so much happens, especially when it comes to the tech. But BMW, during the time that, you know, they came out with this generation, was leading when it came to tech. Some, I mean, I don't know if you call it cool or what. 86690 Nation. That's how you can turn the volume up and down, by flinging around with your finger. It's odd, but it's a pretty cool feature. Now, this is my favorite instrument cluster that they have when it comes to the digitalized ones. I love the classic, you know, analog BMW gauges. These kind of look like it, although they're digital. The new ones, I don't really like the look of those at all. This is more of a classy and modern look, you know, mixed together like a retro type thing. And I like it. It says M760i in the middle there. It's just, it's so cool. Now, I almost forgot. There is one tech feature that we have to talk about, and that is this, the display key. This thing is so cool. It's basically like a little cell phone almost, where you can check a bunch of information about your car. So currently it's just showing that the car is unlocked, the doors are closed, trunk's closed, all that good stuff. This is basically kind of like having like Ford Pass app for Ford owners and so on, but it's on a key fob. You don't have to go to your phone. Show service information, engine oil is fine, brake fluid, all that good stuff. If anything was not fine, it would be in red. It'll show the range, left till empty tank, and so on. Now, one thing that is missing on this fob though is the remote parking feature, which is really cool. I wish I could show it in this video, but a good thing is that I have a full video on this display key with an M550i. It was in the 7 Series. I did it a couple years ago, so if you guys want to check that out, I'll link it in the description. I'll put it up here in a card as well. But I love this key. It's really, really cool. Obviously, it has the buttons for locking and unlocking and popping the trunk. So this is chargeable inside the car wirelessly in the mid console, and then also you got little USB port here on the side. So I dig this thing. Now, not only is it a BMW with a V12 and 600 horsepower and performance like a supercar, obviously it's a 7 Series, so you easily fit a 6'2" bald Swedish guy. Not that you should be hiding Swedish people in your trunk. Now this backup camera, or 360 camera, is one of the best ones I've ever come across. You have so many different angles. When you click here, see, now you see the car from the front, from the side. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. It's almost like someone's standing outside and filming for you. That is crazy. Look at that. Very, very cool. Of course, we have everything else in this car in terms of tech: heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, massaging seats, Harman Kardon stereo system, all that good stuff. But number one, it has a freaking V12. It's so torquey too. I love it. Let's see how it does on the little curvy roads here. It's too bad it's kind of slippery outside. Like I said, I mean, it doesn't handle bad for a big, heavy car. A lot of horsepower and a lot of torque. You know, you feel some body roll, of course, but I mean, that's to be expected. But man, oh, Prius ruining the fun. So while $59,500 is still a very large sum of money for a car, it's still a bargain for this car. It was originally $164,000, and a lot of people have now been asking if I work at LW Automotive, because I'm making a lot of videos with their cars, and no, I do not work there. They don't pay me to, you know, try to promote their cars and sell cars for them or anything. I'm the one who hits them up because their inventory is so cool. And today it was the M760i with a V12. I recently made a video with their S65 AMG as well, because these type of cars are dying breeds. So we have to remember them, because you can no longer buy a car like this, brand new that is, with a V12. Those days are over where you buy these full package German, you know, super duper mega luxury performance cars that have everything and the performance of a supercar. You just can't find them anymore, so you gotta buy a used one, and you can get a really good deal on these right now. So enough babbling about that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.